Teasers for The Bold and The Beautiful suggest that there may be a silver lining to Luna Nozawa's Lisa Yamada baby storyline. Bill Spencer, Don Diamont, and Katie Logan, Heather Tom, announced they will be given custody of the kid after it is delivered. Even though this child might be the product of violence and lies, it could bring Beatty back together. Let's talk about what might happen in the CBS soap opera in the future. Using cunning, Luna Nozawa. Luna is presently getting a paternity test to determine whether Will Spencer, Crew Morrow, is the father. BNB teasers indicate that following the paternity test, Bridget Forrester, Ashley Jones, will have to disclose that Luna is telling the truth. That is still debatable because she might have pulled anything. Despite this, Luna thinks the paternity test will keep her out of jail. She is wrong, though, since Deputy Chief Bradley Baker, Dan Martin, arrests her. The horror of Will Spencer. In the meantime, Bill and Katie will try to convince Will that they will do everything in their power to settle this issue. It will act as a continual reminder of the incident, making it impossible for Will to raise the child. Furthermore, Will may lose Electra Forrester, Linnea Grace, because he is only beginning his profession. Katie Logan's proclamation. Teasers for The Bold and The Beautiful indicate that on Tuesday, October 14, 2025, Luna learns that Bill and Katie plan to take custody of her child. Her was not what Luna had in mind when she devised her strategy. I'm not sure what rights prisoners have when incarcerated, but Luna would protest Beatty taking her child away. Katie is determined to keep Luna from hurting the child. They have other people to worry for besides Luna, but that would keep the child in the family. There may be disagreements among Sheila Carter-Sharp, Kimberlin Brown, John Finnegan, Tanner Novlin, Lee Finnegan, Naomi Matsuda, and Penelope Poppy Nozawa Romy Park on what should happen to the baby. Meanwhile, Will has a lot on his mind. Since the child is a part of Will, he won't want to leave them completely. As a result, it seems like Katie has a good answer for this problem. To get to know his child, Will wouldn't need to give up everything in his life. The family reunification of Bill Spencer? The Spencers are a wealthy and influential family. I'm sure they'll get custody if that's what Katie wants. Even if the brunette is reluctant anytime Bill brings up their closeness, the baby might bring them back together. Katie will need help parenting this child, as well as making sure Luna never engages with the child. After the shocking revelation that the DNA test might have been tampered with and that the baby could carry Spencer markers beyond Will's line, Los Angeles begins to hum with the low-grade electricity of scandal, rumor, and dread, because in a city built on money and mirrors, truth itself becomes a commodity to buy, sell, or destroy, and as Bill Spencer retreats into his glass-walled office at Spencer Publications, the ocean crashing behind him like applause for every terrible decision he's ever made, his reflection looks older, heavier, haunted by questions no father should ever have to ask. Could I have been tricked not only once but twice, and could this child be mine? Katie Logan enters quietly, her posture that of a woman who's spent years balancing compassion with control, and though she tries to speak calmly, her voice trembles when she says they can't suppress the second report forever. The press will find out, the Forresters will weaponize it, and the Spencers will implode unless they stand united. Bill turns from the window, jaw set like granite, vowing that no one outside that room will learn the truth until he uncovers who orchestrated this nightmare, because to him it smells like manipulation, not chaos but choreography, and somewhere, someone is conducting the entire opera. Meanwhile, at the hospital, Luna Nozawa lies awake in the psychiatric observation unit, staring at the ceiling tiles, counting seconds like penance. Flashes of memory dance through her mind. The gala, the champagne flute glinting under chandeliers, a whisper of cologne that wasn't Will's, a hand guiding her somewhere dark, and she begins to question her own certainty about everything she's said and done. Perhaps she has been used. Perhaps she is not the villain but the pawn. Across the corridor, Bridget Forrester meets secretly with Finnegan, the weight of their discovery pressing against professional ethics. Bridget confides that there's a missing page in the lab's chain of custody log. Someone substituted the sample envelope the morning after it arrived. Finn, torn between loyalty to truth and fear of detonating his family's peace, vows to help her track the culprit. not realizing that the hospital's security system has already been hacked by an unknown user logging in under the alias Remy P. That same evening, at Il Giardino, Sheila Carter nurses a martini she hasn't touched, listening as Deacon Sharp paces behind the bar. He's distraught, muttering about Luna's arrest, about Taylor Hayes, about the baby who may not belong to anyone he thought. Sheila's eyes flicker with recognition, pieces of a puzzle she's been assembling for weeks. She recalls a night months earlier when a courier delivered a sealed package to her address, addressed to DS. Inside was a vial labeled Serum 7, Spencer DNA Project. Now it makes sense. Someone used her network to steal Spencer genetic material for an experiment in revenge. Sheila leaves without a word, the calm before her storm. At the Logan mansion, Brooke hosts an impromptu family meeting. Ridge, Donna, Hope, and Katie gather as she announces she's contacted a private lab in Geneva to run independent testing. Ridge warns her that digging too deep could destroy people they love, but Brooke argues that truth, however ugly, is better than living inside a lie. Hope listens silently, thinking of Deke Sharp, her half-brother, who's been suspiciously quiet since Luna's arrest. She remembers him snapping photos of design applications, of confidential files. Was he also the one who stole the DNA sample? In a parallel thread, Deke meets Electra Forrester at a rooftop bar. She's heartbroken over Will, angry at Luna, but still curious about the secrets spinning around her family. Deke, ever the charming manipulator, offers comfort that turns into confession. He admits he once delivered a sample for an anonymous client seeking Spencer lineage verification. Electra's eyes widen as she realizes the client's pseudonym, Madame Ellen, could stand for Luna Nozawa. She records their conversation and sends it straight to Katie. By dawn, the world feels as though it's tilting. Social media explodes with speculation. Spencer baby switch? Did Bill father Luna's child? Bill slams his phone down, furious, while Katie insists they must get ahead of the story. She calls a press conference announcing that she and Bill will assume temporary custody to protect the infant from ongoing criminal investigations, spinning the chaos into heroism. But backstage, as the cameras roll, Katie leans toward Bill and whispers that she's done being reactive. She wants the truth no matter how much it hurts. He stares at her, seeing not the cautious woman who left him years ago, but the fierce partner who once stood beside him when they built an empire, and he realizes that through the fire of scandal, they are finding their way back to each other. Later that night, while Spencer sits alone in his old bedroom at the mansion, scrolling through baby photos of himself, noticing the same chin dimple, the same eyes that the newborn now carries, confusion gnaws at him. If the baby looks like him and Bill both, what does that mean? He decides to confront Luna